Welcome to Black Elite Sisters,
giving you information to keep you educated, informed, and critically thinking.
We are back at 7:44 with the joyride that surprised even seasoned police officers. Take a look at this dash cam video from a cruiser in Plain City, Utah, as an officer chased down a suspect driving erratically, running through 2 stop signs. The chase lasted for several miles, and when the car finally stopped, a 7-year-old boy ran out actually from behind the wheel. His name is Preston Scarborough. He is with us exclusively along with his parents, Daniel and Melanie, and his sister, London. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
What a day last Sunday was for this entire family. Dan, if I can start with you. You're downstairs. It's around 8:30 in the morning. You're watching TV. Melanie upstairs, still sleeping. You think the kids are upstairs sleeping as well. You hear sirens outside. Then what happened?
Well, I heard sirens coming down the street, and I actually thought it was Preston getting up, playing a video game or something like that. And so the sirens kept getting louder and louder and louder. And all of a sudden, I hear him come across the floor upstairs and come running downstairs and said, "Dad, the cops are outside." And I'm like, "Oh, they're like out in front of our house?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I'm assuming it's something happening across the street. So I'm halfway up the stairs, and the cops are at my front door, and I'm trying to find some pants to put on, some shorts or something, and by the time I did that and was going to the front door, the officers were coming through the garage door, my back door, and just informed me that my son just been involved in a high-speed chase. They said, but it was high speed for a 7-year-old, I guess. Yeah,
but I mean, it was no joking matter. He went on for several miles, right? He left your house, went north. Police tried to stop Preston. He took turns down various roads, ended up at the high school parking lot, and then came back.
Absolutely. And to be honest, for us, it was, now, we saw the video the day before yesterday, and that was really the first time that it started to become a little bit funny to us, because for the first 2 or 3 days, we could be sitting here for a lot different reason right now. And so we're happy it turned out okay, and we're grateful. And if we could get anything out there, it's that, you know, a cotton candy, all-American kid like Preston it can happen to anybody.
Get behind the wheel of the car. Preston, you ran downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Why? Why'd you go hide in the basement?
Because I wanted to.
Yeah, I don't blame you, actually, after taking the car for a joyride. When he came back upstairs, Melanie, what did he tell you as to why he would do this?
You know, at first he didn't know. He said, "I don't know why I did it." And then he did tell the cops that he did it because he didn't want to go to church. But later he did tell us he just wanted to know what it felt like to drive a car. So he did it.
You know, obviously, you've never driven a car, right? How did you know what to do?
Watch my mom and my sister.
Yeah, but how did you even see over the steering wheel, Preston? Were you kind of standing up and doing it, or how were you driving the car?
Sitting down.
Yeah. And when you heard the sirens behind you, did you think, "I am in trouble"? You did. You clearly knew that the police were coming after you. So why didn't you stop the car then? What made you keep going? Just you wanted to get home? Yeah. Now, Preston finally did get home, and as you said, it's not a laughing matter. I know that you did take him to church that day.
We did.
You went to church and prayed for what?
And prayed for safety, I guess. You know, I mean, we're extremely grateful that he came home, because and as it is light now, it was very heavy on us at the time, and for a few days, and still is. You know, we see him go through those stop signs, and it could have been a tragedy, not only for him, but for somebody else. And I can't imagine having to say I'm sorry to somebody else for my son doing this.
So how are you punishing? There has to be repercussions, right, Preston? Yeah.
Why don't you let Preston tell you what the...
Yeah, what is the punishment?
Grounded to my room for 4 days. No TV, no video games.
Do you think that's fair?
Mm-hmm.
You do. Do you now understand what you did? And that maybe it wasn't the smartest thing?
Mm-hmm.
You going to get behind the wheel of a car again?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Just model cars maybe from now on?
No.
No, I meant a toy car. Little cars from now on, yeah?
Yeah.
And London, what do you make of all this with your little brother?
I don't know. It's just been like a really big shock. It feels like a dream. It doesn't feel like it's really happening. I mean, it doesn't feel real.
Well, ultimately, like you said, Dan, there's a lesson in all of this that, you know, we're so glad that he is okay. And what you said as well, that any little kid, you never know what can happen. So thank goodness you're still an intact family. And I'll be seeing you at church, buddy boy.
Latarian Milton is not your typical 7-year-old. Few his age have ever driven an SUV up and down several busy streets. It all started at his mother's townhouse. Latarian says he took the car keys and hopped into his grandmother's Dodge Durango.
When I came through the back door, I looked on the counter, my keys were gone.
I took my grandma's car because I got mad at my mom, and then I suddenly had my friend come in, and he smokes with cigarettes.
He started the vehicle and put it into gear.
I yanked the thing.
And off they went, two 7-year-olds alone on the road. Latarian drove several miles through Lake Park and Palm Beach Gardens.
We got the one call that I told you about of a driver in the vehicle who looked too short to be able to see over the steering wheel.
Along the way, he ran over 2 mailboxes, hit 2 parked cars in a Costco parking lot, and struck 2 moving cars near Walmart.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things, to drive into a car.
But did you know that you could perhaps kill somebody?
Yes, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
It all ended on Investment Lane and Consumer Drive. That's where Latarian hit the curb and sideswiped the sign. The SUV took most of the beating, snapping off one of his axles and wheels. A grandmother's rage.
I want to whip his behind. That's what I want to do right now. If I thought they wouldn't take me to jail, I'd whip his behind right now.
You don't think he should be punished for all of this?
Just a little bit no video games for a whole weekend.
And one unusual story for police.
Are you sorry? You understand that now your grandma's going to have to pay to have those cars fixed because you hit those cars.
Can my mom help her?
Yo, Latarian.
What's up, bro?
What's up? How are you? Have a seat. Now, in your video, you said it's fun to do bad things. Is it still fun to do bad things?
Yes.
Do you think you could show me some hood rat stuff?
Yes.
Nice. All right, so we just open it up and then we play in it?
Yeah, that's all we do.
Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Oh.
You want to see Avatar 2?
It's in 4D, only $5.
Or 3 for 20?
I'm just going to loosen it. Why did we do this again?
I don't know.
All right. Looks good. You know, I don't want to get wet. I don't want to get wet anyway. I don't want to get wet. Thanks, Latarian, for teaching me all that hood rat stuff.
You're welcome.
But it's time for you to grow up. You need to accept a little more responsibility. The world wants to know, are you ready to give it another shot?
Yeah, I was born ready.
Let's go talk to Granny. Grandma?
Yes.
Latarian has something he'd like to ask you.
Grandma, please borrow your car.
No, you may not borrow my car. Why can't you be a better example?
All right. Come on, Latarian, don't worry. I know a better place to get cars. The Comedy Central offices. You sure my pants are low enough?
Yes.
All right, welcome to Comedy Central. The president owns those 2 cars. Which one do you want?
Since I'm not a 40-year-old having the midlife crisis, you can take the Corvette.
All right, Playboy. You know how to hotwire a car?
Yes.
I knew you would. Gangsters first. Oh.
Good afternoon, ladies. How are you guys doing today?
I'm great. I'm doing just well. No, you know what? I'm blessed.
Amen.
I know that's right. You know, first of all, did you guys see the news about the Caucasian boy that drove his mother and father's car? The same as an African American boy, both the same age,
Right.
drove the other little boy, African American boy, stole his grandmother's car.
Right. Same incident, just two different cultures.
Yeah. But did you notice how they both were portrayed in the news?
Yeah, it was a vast difference. And it was almost where I got angry about how they portrayed the African American family story and how they reported it. It was kind of almost sickening to watch.
Honestly, like even after reviewing the video and comparing the two, basically it was the same. I wouldn't say crime, but it was the same incident.
Correct.
Same age group.
Exactly.
They're both children. So what's the difference? And the only difference was the color of the skin. And what really got to me was just the whole portrayal, how the African American young boy was depicted through the media.
Just the way, what got me is that the Caucasian family was invited to Good Day America,
and then the black family
Top
instead,
10 network.
Exactly.
The setting was nice. Sitting on a couch.
They had mother and father present.
Right.
For one, if you do the comparison with the two, the little boy was never. It was only little quick questions here and out.
Here and there.
But the interview was more so to the mother and
father.
So therefore, was more careful.
Right.
Versus with the African American boy,
Yes.
the cop. First of all, I think they just got the car back to her driveway. I think they immediately
interviewed her.
Exactly.
Right.
And
that was wrong. Wrong.
And for one, you had family sitting in the back of the trunk.
The back of the trunk.
The hatchback.
Yeah, it was awful.
The grandmother looks discombobulated. Bride strap showing,
you know what I'm
etc.
It's sad. It's really sad because now you're giving this picture, you're giving this idea, this negative
stereotyping.
Right, stereotype
perpetuating
to show to the public that this is what blacks look like, or this is what we do.
Thank you for watching another episode of Black Elite Sisters.
Until next time, always strive to be the best that you can be.